September concerts do not disappoint, and this is a part 2 of 2 videos. There were over 30 great shows, so we're splitting it into 2 this month. Here is part 1 right here. Definitely give it a watch if you're not past that date yet. So starting out the second half of the month strong is Bastille on September 16th playing Little Caesars Arena. Now this is one I like, but not sure I'm actually going to go to. Comment below if you think I should or if you guys are going. They formed in London in 2010 and made it on the scene for real in 2013 with their hit Pompeii from their album Bad Blood. After that, they've released 3 more albums, each one super successful with 4 more singles. Duran Duran. Okay, I'm definitely gonna go see this one on 9/16 at LCA, and for sure, this one's 100% on my list. This is an English new wave and synth pop band that emerged in the late 70s to become one of the most iconic and influential bands in the 1980s. They formed in Birmingham, England in 1978. The band's name is derived from the fictional character from the science fiction film Barbarella. Their song Ordinary World was the one that really got me hooked and into this band, and of course you're gonna recognize Hungry Like the Wolf, Rio, Girls on Film, and The Reflex. Way looking forward to this show. Flogging Molly is playing at the Fillmore again on 9/16, and a lot of people look at these guys and think, here we go with just another pop punk band from LA from the 90s, and you'd be mostly right. But they really draw heavily from Irish folk music as well as adding in violins and accordions and more instruments, so a little different than the traditional poppy punky bands. Drunken Lullabies is the title track from their 2002 album and it's become one of their most iconic and beloved songs. The track captures the band's signature blend of Celtic folk music and pop punk, featuring an energetic instrumental lineup and spirited vocals from frontman David King. Busta Rhymes is coming with 50 Cent on September 17th. So Busta, for those that don't know, is definitely foundational in the rap world, and I love him. Busta Rhymes started out in the 90s in the group Leaders of the New School and had a voice that people love. He went solo in a 96 release, The Coming, and the rest is just history. And 50 Cent, I hope is self-explanatory, and because of my age and for a lot of the youngsters out there, it probably isn't. Just go get the album, Get Rich or Die Trying. This one's got the singles on it like In the Club, 21 Questions, and PIMP. It quickly went multi-platinum and solidified his position as a major player in the rap industry, and if that doesn't get you, you are helpless. Death Cab for Cutie and Postal Service are playing at Meadowbrook Amphitheater on 9/17. Now, Death Cab for Cutie, or better known as Death Cab, is an American indie rock band formed in Bellingham, Washington, which if you have not been to Bellingham, Washington, has amazing hiking and amazing scenery. Scope it out. I just went for the first time last year. A friend of mine lives out there and I was visiting him and it was amazing. So these guys formed in 1997 and the band's name is derived from a song title by the Bonzo Dog Doodah Band, a British comedy rock band that had formed back in the 1960s. In 2005, Death Cab released Plans, which included the hit single Soul Meets Body, and that became their absolute breakthrough. I think everybody remembers that one. Their album showcased their knack for crafting poignant and memorable songs and solidified their place in the indie rock scene. Alright, the Black Crowes are coming 9/18 to LCA. Now these guys are a southern rock, classic rock, bluesy combined to form like this crazy cool sound. Their biggest song I think is Hard to Handle, which was originally written by Otis Redding, but it was a cover by the Black Crowes. Remedy, Thorn in My Pride, and Wiser Time are all hits that you should definitely be scoping out. Coheed and Cambria is coming September 18th to the Royal Oak Music Theater. Personally not a huge fan of Coheed, but I respect their super unique sound. I've listened to them on and off in the past. The band's technical musicianship, intricate song structures, and Claudio Sanchez's engaging storytelling have definitely earned them a dedicated hardcore fan base. They're also praised for their dynamic live performances, showcasing the ability to blend really super complex music with passionate and energetic stage presence. So these guys are actually, from a technical perspective, pretty amazing, but from a sound perspective, it's just not something that's going to be on my Spotify. Aerosmith is coming September 18th to Little Caesars Arena, and what is there to say that has not been said? Just go see them. Like, just go. This might be the last time that we get to see them, ever. Because these guys are old. Like, they got together in 1970, 53 years ago. So these guys hail from Boston, and Aerosmith's breakthrough came with their third studio album, Toys in the Attic in 1975, which spawned hits like Sweet Emotion and Walk This Way. The latter would receive renewed success when Run DMC, of course, collaborated with Aerosmith on a hip-hop remix of it in 1986, introducing the band to a new generation of fans and a whole new group of fans that they hadn't touched before. They still tour, and they've had their struggles during the years, including a slew of albums that sucked, but overall, I think if they stick to the music that got them to their number ones in a show, it's definitely a show worth seeing. Willie Nelson is coming on September 22nd to Pine Knob, and I feel like I need to go. I'm not a huge Willie Nelson fan, but it's going to be just for like having a story to tell the grandkids. So one of Nelson's most iconic albums is Red-Headed Stranger, which he put out way the hell back in 1975, which featured the hit singles Blue Eyes Crying in the Rain and Remember Me. The album's success catapulted Nelson to like superstardom and established him as a leading figure in the outlaw country movement. There are a bunch of other people playing with and around him during this multi-band event, but I just don't know any of them. Gym Class Heroes will be at the Fillmore on September 22nd. Gym Class Heroes is an American alternative hip-hop band, but not from California. They formed in 1997 in Geneva, New York. This band is known for their genre-bending style incorporating elements of hip-hop and rock and pop into their music. However, it was their 2006 album, As Cruel as School Children, that got them into the mainstream stardom. The album featured the hit Couple's Chokehold, sampling the music of the Supertramp song Breakfast in America. Now, this song became a massive hit, reaching the top of the charts in several countries, including the United States, earning Gym Class Heroes International as well as national acclaim. Ludacris, with Juvenile playing Freedom Hill, gained success in the late 1990s with the release of his independently produced album in '99. He caught the attention of the label Def Jam South and subsequently signed with them. In 2000, he released his major label debut album, Back for the First Time, which featured hit singles like What's Your Fantasy and Southern Hospitality. This album earned him widespread recognition and established him as a prominent figure in the hip-hop space to this day. The Psychedelic Furs are coming September 23rd to the Fillmore. The Psychedelic Furs are a British post-punk new wave band formed in 1977 in London. The band's breakthrough came through with their second album, Talk Talk Talk, in 1981, which featured the hit single Pretty in Pink. The song's success was later immortalized when it inspired the title and soundtrack for the 1986 John Hughes film of the same name. Although the movie's version of Pretty in Pink was re-recorded, the original song gained significant popularity and remains one of the Psychedelic Furs' most recognizable tracks, and frankly, any John Hughes film is an amazing John Hughes film. So two things we gotta do here, guys. Here's our homework assignments. One, listen to Psychedelic Furs, and two, go back and watch all the John Hughes films like Pretty in Pink or 16 Candles or Home Alone, literally all of them. And to be clear, everyone, there is no Shermer in Illinois. All right, Macklemore is back in Metro Detroit, and I'm 100% in for the show. Macklemore and Ryan Lewis gained international fame with their debut studio album, The Heist, back in October of 2012. The album was a critical and commercial success and included his top hits like Thrift Shop, Can't Hold Us, and Same Love. Thrift Shop became a massive hit, reaching the #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart and earning the duo multiple Grammy Awards, including Best Rap Song and Best Rap Performance. Although my favorite song by these guys, and definitely scope out the music video, it has a music video, it's so great, is called Downtown. Really well performed. Even like the video itself was really well put together. Peter Gabriel, the iconic Peter Gabriel, is coming September 29th to Little Caesars Arena. Total icon. He was in Genesis to start during their early progressive rock years, contributing to albums like Trespass, Nursery Crime, Foxtrot, Selling England by the Pound, and The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway, and then moved on to his solo career in 1975. As a solo artist, his biggest hits, per me, because I like him, are In Your Eyes, Salisbury Hill, Sledgehammer, and Don't Give Up. On September 30th is Neon Trees at St. Andrews. What a great venue. Who does not like St. Andrews? So I've seen these guys a couple of times and they do a great show. Neon Trees is an American alternative band coming out of Provo, Utah. They were formed in 2005 and gained widespread recognition in the later 2000s and early 2010s with their catchy, energetic, radio-friendly sound. The band's name was inspired by the neon signs in their hometown in Provo, Utah. So that is a wrap for our second half of September concerts that are coming here to Metro Detroit. I'm Mike Perna with the Perna Team Realtors right here in Metro Detroit. If this is your first time on the channel and you want to learn everything there is to know about what it's like to work and eat and sleep and play and live right here in Metro Detroit, then make sure you tap the subscribe button and then hit the bell because we drop new videos each and every week. And I will see you on the next video.